Okay. I'm waiting on. Let's see if Noble comes in. Take these glasses off. It's giving the wrong look. There we go. Is everyone doing? All right, Noble, are you there? I'll wait. I'll wait for you to come on into the room. Come on in the room. Those who are coming in, come in. Okay, let's see. There you go. All right. Now that I have him on board, I don't see you. There we go. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right. Well, let me go through my rituals. And we're streaming live on YouTube, believe it or not.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So, welcome to Pillow Talk. Pillow Talk is where we have those intimate conversations right here with you. Today's topic is going to be the beige hanky, as you can see. And I flag mine in the middle, so I don't have to put them in both pockets because I have it. And another way to flag, for those who don't know, flagging is a way that we have conversations to let people know what we're into. And flagging a hanky, depending on the color of the hanky, lets a person know what you're into. So today's hanky can be either put in your pocket. If you flag on your right, that means you want to do it to someone. If you flag it on your left, that means you want to do it to someone. Or if you, if you flag on your right, you want it done to you. If you flag to your left, you want to do it to someone. And if you flag in the middle or both pockets, then you do both. So as you can see, my knot is in the middle. So I do both. If I had it on the side, on the right side, that means I want to do it to someone. And if I had it on the left side, the right side, that means I want it done to me. So I have Boy Noble on board today because before we can even get into this, fully into this, we need to know what precautions we need to take when you're flagging your beige hanky. For those who don't know and still trying to guess what a beige hanky stands for, it's for anal pleasure, eating, rimming. We call it rimming. We call it tossing salad. We do you know any other names, Boy Noble?
Analingus and
Analingus.
or
Yeah.
anal sex.
Oral anal sex. There we go. So that is all that you probably have heard. You probably call it some other things, sitting on face or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But we're here. You started smiling all
Or
of a sudden.
eating bussy.
Eating busse,
Mm,
busse. Okay. All right. I'll take that one. Eating busse. That's the French word for booty hole. Busse. So when it comes to the safety precautions, because we're all here practicing rack, and rack is a term that we use for. Did I catch you off guard?
Yes, sir. Because I'm thinking about
So
other things.
rack is risk. That's the
Uh-huh.
R. A, aware.
Mm-hmm. Consent.
C,
Consent.
consent.
Uh-huh.
And the K,
It's
king. Right? So that means that if you're practicing rack, that means whatever the kink is, yet you are aware of the risk that you're going to be taking whenever you're that the person has consented to doing the kink with you. So whatever your scene is, if you're doing the beige hanky, the reason why I have Noble here is so that you know the risk that you're taking whenever you're engaging in eating ass or rimming. Okay. So can you take us through um, giving us the safety precautions that we would need to know whenever we're doing
Yes, sir. So first, I'd like to issue a disclaimer that I am
this?
not a medical doctor or nurse or medical
Okay.
provider. However, I am a public health worker for 11 years that work in the work of sexual health. And
All
so
right.
I deal with STI screening, testing, counseling, um, all of that stuff. So just want to put that out there. So rimming, aka oral anal sex. And so as a leather boy, I also flag um, beige as well. And so just as much as I'm educated as far as the risk um, and the awareness that comes behind rimming um, is very important. So, because I partake in it as well. So, when we think of STIs, which stands for sexual transmitted infections, these are the sexual transmitted infections that could possibly happen as a result of rimming. So, HIV and AIDS. So, while the risk for HIV is little when it comes to, I'm just say eating ass or rimming,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
uh, you know, it has to be some severe cuts, some major sores, and a lot of blood. Okay, and then you have to have cuts and sores in your mouth. So because HIV enters by way of blood and other bodily fluids.
Blood transfers. Yes.
So, so the risk with HIV and AIDS is very low. So herpes, though, which is a skin-to-skin contact sexual transmitted infection, which is called the herpes simplex virus, and you have type 1 and you have type 2. And so, type 1 is like your cold sores, and then type 2 is like the ones that cause you to have these outbreaks. With these outbreaks, when you come in contact with the blister looking um, areas, then
Mm-hmm.
you have a opportunity of getting herpes yourself. And so herpes can be found on the penis or the dick. It can be found on the ass, in the asshole, in the hole. It can be found
All
on,
the way in the hole.
yep, like on the outside parts, before you go all the way deep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it also could be found, in your mouth, on your lips, things like that. Some people also have outbreaks in their vaginal areas. And so anytime there's an outbreak, you have the ability to um, transmit um, herpes to someone. So just imagine, we know what eating ass is. You putting your face down there, you're licking tongue, your lips is touching the hole, and all of that. So you have to take precautions and also know what it looks like. If you don't know what it looks like, go to cdc.gov. and search for herpes, and
Mhm.
you can pull up some images for all of this that we're talking about tonight so that you can get a look of what it looks like. The next is gonorrhea and chlamydia. So these are bacterial infections that can be found in your anus, your penis, and your mouth and your vagina. So with some people, there's symptoms. Sometimes with some people, there's not symptoms. And so gonorrhea and chlamydia is one of those things that you can contact through your mouth. We call it oral gonorrhea or oral chlamydia on a lab test. Then we have syphilis. We have syphilis type 1, syphilis type 2, syphilis type 3. 3 is the end stage where it could possibly lead to death if left untreated. So with type 1, there is a kink. It starts out with like a little sore. It's
Mhm.
like it looks like an open wound, but it's painless. So you don't, sometimes you don't even notice that it's there. And then it disappears. And that's when you enter to stage 2, where you start having these dark marks and spots on your hands and your feet. That's stage 2. And when you get to stage 3, you begin to start losing your vision, and it affects your nerves and things like that. And like I said, it can lead to death. So when you're doing rimming, if there's syphilis, wherever body part that you're utilizing, particularly the ass, there's chances are that you can get syphilis through the mouth. Okay. And then
Okay.
hepatitis A is a viral infection that affects your liver, and it can be transmitted through fecal oral contact, which can occur during rimming. Then we have what is called stomach bugs. We have parasites, you know.
Mm.
And so these are gastrointestinal infections. So when you're rimming, it can expose you to bacteria, viruses, and parasites that lie in fecal matter. Okay, no matter how much you dish your hole out, if there may be some fecal juices still left up in there.
Did you call it fecal juices?
Yeah,
Oh, fecal juices. Okay.
yeah. We
All
call it
right.
we call it anal juices, anal
Anal
fluids,
juice.
anal
Okay.
fluids.
Okay.
Because
That sounds a little bit better than
anal fluids can occur due to the friction, of the dick going in and out of objects or whatever you're utilizing that creates those. It's the body's way of saying, oh, there's something going on here, and then we need to protect that mucous membrane area. But in this perspective, we're talking about dishing. So if you're dishing and you don't get all the water out of you, then there's trapped up fluids that has fecal matter in it that can possibly have bacteria, parasites, and viruses. And so if you're rimming or eating someone's ass and those juices squirt out into your mouth, and you later, a few days later, find yourself having a lot of diarrhea and stomach cramps and all those things, you might want to go to the doctor and do a stool test to make sure that you haven't come in contact with one of these gastrointestinal infections. And then
that.
we have parasitic infections, which is parasites like Giardia, crypto, and they can be transmitted through oral anal contact, causing gastrointestinal symptoms like diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and nausea. And so, listen, y'all, these things are real. I
Real, real.
I have had my own personal experiences being kinky and being nasty in different spaces.
Piggy.
Master.
Being piggy.
Yes, be a little piggy.
Yeah.
Um, I have had these stomach bugs before, you know,
Mm.
and this is information not to scare you, because we don't yuck no yums here. I don't, when it comes to the work that I do. This is not a fear tactic or anything. This is more about awareness of the risk, and so that you can take precautions when it occurs. Because if you're out here fucking and you're having sex and you're being kinky or whatever, there's always an opportunity and a chance to get an STI or a gastrointestinal infection.
Absolutely.
So, and
Absolutely.
there's no judgment there if you do, because the things I did, I had a great time. I had a good time, and I will continue to do it again. But it's having that knowledge, which will benefit you to make sure that you're taking care of your health, especially your sexual health. So
Right. It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
exactly. And so if you come across these things, especially if you have a primary partner or whatever activities you're doing with your dynamics or things like that, those I'm talking about those people that you constantly have contact with on a consistent basis. You need to
Mhm.
communicate with them. You need to have these conversations with them when these things come up so that you continue to protect yourself and those who you are engaging with. Now, if you're out here just, playing with people on the spot and things like that, then you really have no control when it comes to that, especially if you're doing things that could lead you to these things that we're talking about tonight. So, yeah.
So, with that being said, oh, we got somebody else coming in. With that being said, you've taken the time to cover all of the things that can go left. And then you also said if you're getting one of these stomach bugs or something like that, then go see your doctor.
Yes,
What,
sir.
what would be what would be some of the things that you would say that you can do to take away the as a precautionary? What are some of the things that you would say that you can do um to keep you from getting any of the STIs that comes from that?
Well, we're talking about rimming. So, the only thing, the best precaution is abstinence. Don't do it at all. That's
No,
the that's
we have
that's the
things
number
like,
one. That's the number one thing
well,
when it
that's the number one
comes.
thing,
That's
but
the
we also
number one
have
thing.
the dams, the them.
Well, I was going to discuss that next. The dental
Oh, okay,
dams.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. I was just
I'm
wondering.
doing it. I'm doing it in order.
Oh, okay.
So,
I was because I was just after
yeah.
we've already stated that there are things that you can get from this. That's the
Yeah.
hazard.
Yes.
But then we also have things to protect us when
Exactly.
when we're when we're engaging into the.
Yeah. But I'm just doing it in order, proper order. And that's
Okay,
my
okay,
profession. Okay.
okay. Well, what would be some of the things that we can use to engage and still take some of the risk out? Now that we're aware of the risk,
So you can
what
utilize
we
dental.
can do?
You can utilize dental dam.
Mm-hmm.
And with dental dam, if you do not like the taste of latex, you can utilize chocolate, syrup, honey. There's flavor dental dams you can use. There's flavor
Really?
lubes. Yes, there's flavor lubes that you can use as well. So outside of the dental dam or not doing it at all, that's pretty much the safest that you can. Um, those are the two safest things you can do as it relates to that when it comes to rimming. Other
Okay.
than that, it's just making sure that you are going to the doctor and that you're getting your regular checkups, even in between playing with people and individuals, that you have all your workups done, you know, and know where you stand before you engage. However, that's not always reality. So what I always like to say is because it's not the reality, is that just know the signs, know the symptoms, get yourself checked out. There's no shame to what you do.
So now I'm gonna get into the fun part, and I'll put you on the spot. So do you flag on both ends, or do you just flag on one side, the left or the right?
I flag um I flag both sides, but I'm more of the person who likes to give.
To give? Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
so am I. I'm the person that I like both, actually. This is one of the kinks that, you know, whatever happens, happens. However, comma. Um, Now I'm getting to the fun part. So like when you're engaging, is it something that you talk about first, or is it something that just organically happens?
It organically happens for me, I just go ahead and start eating it out. So,
Oh, okay. So you don't do the finger test first. You just it is what it is.
oh, it is what it is.
Okay. So I have another question for
Because I
you.
have an expectation for the people that I engage with. Because one, I don't like odors.
Oh,
Two,
really?
two,
Mm-hmm.
um, well, I can't even say that anymore. But I wouldn't want to, well,
See, you know I'm gonna put you on the spot. Go ahead. Give it to me.
well, when it comes to eating someone, I know you can't get it both ways, but I would prefer a person to be already prepped and clean to the best of their ability.
To the best of their ability.
To
So
the
you
best of, to the best of their ability.
so when you said that you don't like scents, so is let's break down scent for a minute. Is the scent like you just got out of the shower, you just came straight downstairs and you smell like ivory soap, like fresh and clean, or they've been running around for a little while that day. They took a shower earlier and then they came over to the house, like say not after the gym, but they had to like catch three trains and a bus to get to your house.
No, they got a shower. You don't have to smell like ivory soap, but you got a shower.
You got to shower again, so they can catch the three buses and the train to get to your house, but they have to turn around and jump in the shower again before you gonna eat that ass.
Yeah, but some
Okay.
people take a shower before they get on the train to come to my spot, and
Uh huh.
they're still good to go.
Oh, okay. It's
You
it's
can
just
tell when somebody haven't washed their ass for a whole day or two.
oh no, not a whole day. Okay. Yeah, that's a
Well,
bit.
we're not yucking nobody's
We're
yums,
not
but
yucking anybody's yum. No, we're not. However, comma, what I guess what I'm saying in this is be prepared. Be prepared. You might not be able to get everything, but if you know that you dealing with somebody that likes to go down, then you probably want to do more than just a.
and carry your wipes with you
I was gonna say that.
because I use wipes.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Is there any type of wipes that you use specifically? Like,
dudes.
oh, they have dudes wipes.
Mhm.
And are those antibacteria?
Oh no. Mm-mm.
No, okay.
They're just
I'm
regular wipes.
asking because for the
They're
audience.
just regular wipes.
All right.
I like when I go to the bathroom, I like to be clean after I use the bathroom. So I travel with my wipes.
Oh, you travel with your wipes
Yes.
just in case.
Yes. Just
All
in.
right. All right. Well, we have is this Jay with us? How are you doing? Uh,
Oh no.
Did he just disappear on
He
us?
did, but he gonna come on back. He gonna come on back.
Maybe he'll come back. Okay.
I laugh, but I laugh when you ask me because it's like you caught in the in between world because you could do your due diligence and cleaning out and preparing, but
Uh-huh.
if I'm like if we're getting too fucking, I'm not
Hmm.
gonna stop, you know,
Right.
unless you want me to stop. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So but
It depends. It depends.
it depends on the vibe, the energy, the person that I'm engaging with. Yeah.
Okay. So now I have another question. I have a fucking question. All my questions are fucking questions. So do you consider yourself a neat eater or a wet eater? Ooh, gross.
Uh, I consider myself a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have a preference when it's being done to you?
That's the thing. I allow someone to do it to me because that's what they want, but I don't necessarily get off on that.
You
I am
don't?
I get off on eating them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Can we hear do see
I'm back.
we have Jay back now?
I'm
Yes.
back now. How you?
Okay. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm
You
late.
doing good? So we're engaging in this intimate conversation about one of my most erotic um fetishes, and that is tossing salad. We're giving page and homage to the beige hanky today.
It's
So you're aware of the beige hanky?
uh-huh. It's a
Uh-huh.
must-have. I never considered a kink a fetish, but now we have a place to quantify it in this.
Oh,
But you just took me off. You like having to do it, but my turn on is when I do it, how you react to it. That's gonna take me into a better headspace. So while I'm eating you, when I feel your body quivering, how you moan and react, that's gonna take me into a different spot.
oh,
So I
oh,
get off more on how you're responding. That's gonna change my energy.
I see. So your energy depends on your energy when you're rimming someone depends on their reactions and how they're
No,
responding
I
to.
like doing it just because, especially if it's pretty, it's an aesthetic thing. It hits on multiple levels. Depending on is it a nice smooth one, is your hair, we got textures. It's gonna hit me on the visual, essential level, just off rip. We're gonna start with then the motion, but if you react or like how you always say when you play with people, when you bring out that single tail, and if some you crack that whip, and if they don't, you don't get a flinch, you don't get no energy. That's changing the whole mood for you. The more a person reacts, that takes me deeper into the headspace, and it's not about you anymore. I'm enjoying the scene, but it's really about what I want in that moment.
Oh,
And then
wow.
the more I like it, the better it's gonna feel for you.
All right. I like that. I like that
The
because
change.
it's I think that whenever we're engaging in any of our kinks with someone else, it
Mhm.
is about the energy transfer. You know, no one wants a dead fuck. No one. Let's be real. No one wants a dead fuck. And so whenever you're engaging with someone and they move around or they squirm or you hit that spot, um, I mean, since we're being intimate, for me, it's not even when I'm the bottom in this fetish. I still want to have control. Like I'm grabbing the person's head. I want you to stay in a certain spot. Um, I know for when I'm engaging, I like for the person to be restricted. Like I don't want them to touch me. I don't want them to. I want to lay my ass on their face on a in a certain way.
Mm.
So mummification with their head out, it's all if they sign up for that, then that's if they consent to that, that's gonna be a thing. Where some people have to they want to be in control. They want to be able to pull you back if you're running away or if you're squirming around, they can hold you still. So even though you could be the bottom and it you can the way the energy is transferred, it depends on the scene. Because even the bottom can be in control or the top can be in control.
It's
And
a
I think that's
gateway.
what's that?
It's like a gateway drug. Depending how you do and the energies we're bonding and we're meshing together, that leads because you were just talking about you like the wipes. Uh, like for example, you're doing the good. I like glass, so I have a fixation for those. So
Uh-huh.
when you're getting already, it's easy to progress. I think you mentioned, do you put the finger in or do you test it before You can try different things. You can sensory play, bring the ice, the hot and cold sensations, your pineapple, your different things. We can go on the journey,
A
but
journey.
one leads to
Yes.
another.
Yes. A journey.
Oh, we got a whole pro up in the room.
Yeah.
Oh, we bringing pineapple juice and everything up in here. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Like pineapples, and you got a whole lot of stuff to
Get
do.
you a turkey baster.
Never used it. Got one, but never used it. But you like
Wow.
the Great Lakes
Wow.
during the pandemic, they gave me one of their Zoom sessions. I got what if they're in somewhere in Texas. He makes the leather lotions. So I have a body scrub. So I got the glazed donut, the apple pie. So you can meet depending on how I like you, and I know what flavor you like. It's gonna come ready. But I generally come out the house tasting like strawberries. It's a whole scrub.
Cause it's
So the
good when it
more
tastes
you
sweet.
eat, you're gonna get a little flavor enhancement.
Yeah, I like it
And
when
you
it
can't
tastes
go
sweet.
wrong with their Castile soap.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
Castile peppermint will take you everywhere.
okay. All
You like
right.
your own personal peppermint pat. You little blow on it, you get that personal sensation.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay, I could be a
Uh,
peppermint patty.
Right.
Okay.
Just tell me about
some
it.
people use halls, menthol.
Same effect.
Same effect. Yeah.
I think I've been missing out on something. I had my salad tossed with the halls before. I'm gonna have to add that to the room.
Sometimes put a
Get
little
to
piece
that
of
minty
peppermint put a piece
sensation
of
and
peppermint in your mouth.
spice together.
Little peppermint,
In your mouth, while you eat.
halls.
Yeah.
Okay, we got peppermint and halls. Anything else I should be
That's
expecting?
a good place to try it. You can do you want here, that's gonna make that experience better. A little peppermint, a little mint, it just opens up everything and we in pollen season now.
I even got another one for you too. They got
I'm here.
these they
I'm
got
here.
these they got these things that's called pop rocks. It's a
Oh, you're going
candy.
way back to a kid.
It's a candy. And I think they still sell them too. You put them in your mouth and they start popping inside your mouth. So while you're eating them, they can feel
Mm-hmm.
the popping vibration while you're eating the whole out. Cause see,
Ain't no pop,
when I eat a
right?
whole, I don't like to just lick it. I like to suck the whole out.
This Thanksgiving dinner here. I got the bunch of
Yeah,
time to get the buffet ready. Go put it on platter for you. Act like it's your last meal.
right.
But I didn't know Eli just got get mummification in the bondage. I'm like, you added some new dimensions I never thought of.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like to, even the bottom. I mummify them in a certain position where they can't move. And if I'm starting to, you know, if I have my hanky on the left and I'm eating their ass, yeah, they can't move, and the restriction, it's a whole thing.
So
But
even
I never thought about merging those scenes together.
Oh, well,
yeah,
let me give you another one. If you holding on to the violet wand where you're the conductor, as
Mm-hmm.
soon as the tongue touches their booty hole, it sends an electric shock.
They got the wand and I got the rope that conducts everything.
Mm-hmm.
another thing I like to do too is like when you're doing toy play with
Mm-hmm.
someone and you get that hole all good and open and creamy and drippy creamy and all that kind of stuff.
Drippy
I,
creamy, drippy creamy. Okay.
I like to go back there and eat it all up. Yeah.
Drippy cleaning. Drippy
Creamy,
cream.
creamy, creamy. You know that mac and cheese sound that you like?
Oh yeah, that mac and cheese that
I like to eat the mac and cheese.
okay, the wet.
Hmm.
Okay.
You work while you got that window of opportunity. That's what I say. It's the gate where you do that, right? You can expand and play with your bigger toys. If you're doing it right, the level of trust, the synergy is really connecting. Not the two fingers then went to four, and now we working on getting somewhere.
Oh, we
Yeah.
all right. We
And
reconnected.
and you got the rosebuds. Some people like to lick the rosebuds too.
They're
Can
like
you elaborate what a rosebud is for our audience? I mean, some people don't know what a rosebud is.
Well, some
Well,
people some people who get fist a lot or use toys a lot, and over time, their anal or rectum
mhm.
protrudes out.
Okay.
And it looks very red. Some looks very red, bright red.
Uh-huh.
Um, but they can push it out. So
Prolapse toe.
yeah, and it can go back in as well.
Oh.
But um, it's a sight, it's a beautiful sight to see to me. But that's a different conversation. But
Yeah. We're gonna talk about our red hanky probably next week. We're gonna go into red hanky. Tonight we're just gonna stay on. We're gonna stay on the edge.
but with
Go all the way,
rimming,
and we're gonna stay on the edge.
yeah.
But within
But
beige, you do that right, everything else is on the table.
right. Because
Well,
you can still flag beige with the rose and do some things to it.
okay, all right. So, I heard that it's the gateway to start something else. Have you any of both of you have you ever used your anal skills as far as your tossing salad before your meal? Have you used that to start something else?
Well,
They're all connected because
yeah.
that's my foreplay. So the better that experience is, you get more stamina. You're gonna get a different experience. I know the difference. Like when it's lagging a lick or two, it's we back in business.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely foreplay because I like to lick from the gooch to the hole. And I like
Oh,
to do sensational play with it because the flicker of the tongue, the light touch of your tongue, just different techniques, and while paying attention to the reaction that the person's body is giving.
I see. Hmm. But you two very sound like very much experts. I'm glad to have you on the show today because I get filled with a lot of information.
Well, I
You know,
told you that's why I talked to him. He likes what I like, or we like similar things. So
And
I
I'm
that's
was
a
why
and
when
I'm
I
a yeah, and I'm a passionate ass eater. So
a passionate ass eater. Can you explain what a passionate ass eater is?
oh, I'll get lost in the motions of eating ass.
Oh,
I'm pansexual, so I eat pussy too. So I get lost in the motion,
lost.
in a whole total headspace. And especially if your body reaction is squirmy and you started moaning and whining and, all those things.
Well, this is good. This is some good information. Until today, I was such a novice at this, but I'm glad that I have you two on
look
board
at I was,
as
but those are the things the
so
people
much.
get into own what you like and how to do it. You pay attention of what experience you're providing for someone else, and you know how to introduce new things to. You don't scam and start with a little ice cube, a little strawberry, a little whipped cream, whatever it is.
Use a blow pop.
Gradually, that too, a good old fashioned bomb pump. Summertime is always almost here.
So you can add food play to this.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
put a little freeze pop, let it melt. You got a nice little flavor of choice coming down. But they got that hot. You didn't numb the hole with all the ice, a colder sensation. So you're prepped to go deeper into other things.
And if you got consent, this is for the sadists. Certain things are acidic and it's going to burn because you're dealing with a mucous membrane, soft tissue area. So,
Mm.
so they give you consent, put some hot sauce on it, put some orange juice, like orange acidic. All that stuff is going to burn. And if the person's into that, you can make it a whole experience. Rimming it's called rimming beyond. Rimming is just not the regular plain vanilla kind of rimming.
Okay.
You can take it as far as you want, you know.
Wow. Wow. So what is one of the craziest rimming scenes that you two have ever had? I'll give you a minute to think about that. Okay, time's up.
I don't see anything crazy. I just have a person, the way they react. So I'm like,
Have you ever had somebody laughing through this scene?
no. I had
No?
somebody cry, but that's worse.
Oh, they started crying. Yes.
But I wasn't ready. I'm like, this is too much emotion. That turned me off the mood. I'm like, I guess this is good.
Really?
I'm like, why are you crying? I guess this should be a good thing. But you was like, you're having a whole emotional breakdown. I was, this is pre Onyx before I even got in the headspace to soak it all in. I'm like, why are you crying right now?
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of this, what we're doing, and this is the reaction. And like, you reacted like your mother just died. And I'm like, no, that changed the whole energy.
Hmm.
Wow.
For me,
But
go ahead.
I just like I have a person the way they react. I'm like the way you react and doing that is better than sex, and their reaction just heightens. And it's not about doing it, but it's like I get excited when I get to please that person. You tell me it's, oh, I'm gonna be free on Saturday. I'm gonna be happy from now until Saturday, anticipating that next experience. Cause he's so I like the way they enjoy it.
All
So that's
right.
a different vibe for me. You ain't got to go any further than that, but I'm like, okay, I didn't hit the mountaintop and at the hello. So that's just my personal turnout from him. I don't know. So you didn't train, you didn't unleash the beast in him. So I don't know what you created now. You got a baby miniature version of you on your hand.
Oh, you mean with this one here?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He was a little piggy before he got to me, but I'm just, sharpening the edges. The edges were there. They just weren't sharp. And so
Well,
yeah.
one of the wildest for me was again, fucking a person or using toys and to the point they just really, really wet and creamy everywhere. And so, I'll go back there and begin to eat it all up, fuck them some more, fuck them up some more, eat it again. But then I like to also take my fingers like this on the inside of that hole and stretch them out and
Mhm.
eat some more and get deeper inside
Oh,
of that
from the
hole.
inside. You want to go all the way in the donut.
Yeah.
Well, did you go inside and bite and pull it out? Or
And
do you just around the edge?
I bite, I suck the hole out, I blow in the hole. So I'm also causing a little discomfort and pain too. Because that turns me and excites me when those things are. So the moans are more intense. They're pleasurable moans, but they're intense. And so I like to do things like that and continue to just play with the hole and, one finger, two fingers, three fingers, four fingers, try to get that fifth finger in there. But I like to go in and stretch that hole and go to work.
You gotta be for that little scratch. That makes a difference.
Oh yeah, they
Little
like
hair
they like
follicles
they like the fluff.
scratching up
Yeah, yeah, they like the fluff.
just to
So
get.
how about for those who have like beards and mustaches and stuff? How does that come into play?
I use my beard for as a part of sensation play.
Oh,
It's
really?
like what
I go
you
all up in
do.
there and put my hairs on the holes. I don't get all the juices, moisturize my beard.
Oh,
That's how it
we back
goes.
to the juice again. Okay.
That's why, cause you can tell the people who eat it, they got a nice, thick, full, glossy beard. They they were speaking truth in the power when they made that joke, but it does feel different because You're smooth. The hair is scratching up the mustache. As you move your head around, you're getting those extra sensations.
And I like a ball hole, and I like a hairy hole too. Wet them hairs
There's
up.
no preference. There's no preference for you.
There's no preference. Mm-mm.
But
Some
the
people,
sensation's different.
some people have a preference, and it's different for everybody.
Mhm.
Well, mm. Well, we went through the sensations. We went through the temp. You could do temperature play. You can do sensation play. Have you ever take away the person's hearing or take away their ability to talk or moan?
Not yet, but you're giving me inspiration to try new things.
I
Yeah,
need
because that's
I need
definitely
I need the sound
do
effects.
some deprivation when you're doing tossing salad. I think that it would heighten the experience because anytime when you take away someone's sight or hearing
It's
or
gonna heighten other things.
yeah, it heightens everything else. So
I like the
that's just
sound.
a thought.
I like the
Have
sound.
you ever added electrical play with eating ass? Have you ever invited um what's another sensation? Have you ever spanked somebody's asshole while you're while you while you're doing rimming?
Just a little
Yes,
tap,
sir.
wiggle, wiggle, but I ain't not a full beating.
Oh,
Okay.
I beats it. I would beat it if allowed. I would beat it, and I have beat holes before with my hands. Yeah.
Mm. I just got an electric shock wave. Fort Trustees had they say it, I shot. I haven't tried it yet, but it's like a prostate stimulator. They
Oh,
gives you a little joke
oh, really?
about it.
Yeah, those
About
are fun.
about it.
I like doing those before I get started because I can make the asshole pulsate.
And
If
don't
you
let
the e stem and go in there with that, and then just use you as the conductor. You don't even have to turn it on really really high. You can turn it on really really low for electrical play, and just go in. And as soon as your skin gets close to theirs in that area, they'll be like, "Oh, but you better tie them down." I would suggest tying them down if they consent to being in bondage.
I like that.
Bond
They have nowhere all that
before you
scat.
swallow them up.
Mm, I like that.
Bondage and swallowing.
Mm,
Mhm.
Yeah,
mm,
just saying. Give you
You know,
some.
you give me a reason to try this little bondage bench I just got.
Oh, you have a bondage bench.
I won it at one of the raffles. I'm like, I never used it, but I'm like, okay.
All right.
And
But I
sometimes,
can't chain you up, and you can try some of those things. I have ideas, inspiration.
and
Have you
sometimes,
any one of you have you ever used a rimming chair?
no, sir. Mm-mm.
No.
I've sat in one, but I've never used it on anybody for myself. A guy I know liked it when I was first. I had
Mm-hmm.
NAB. They just want you to squat in the sitting chair, and it was heaven for them. I'm like, this is an odd feeling.
You can just sit on my face. So, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that, and you got a big nose, but that's a different story. You
A
got a
big,
big
a
old beak
big
nose.
face, big nose. That
That's
might.
a different fashion thing. Can be different. I see a big nose. You have some glasses. I'm gonna come to myself in seconds. You visually or mentally stimulated. That's just my go-to fetishes, and you can deliver. I'm in heaven at the first touch.
All
I'm saying
right.
about me, but okay.
Master, you look like you're in a headspace already.
I am. Y'all are talking to me, and I'm just like, ooh, the things that I could be doing right now. Yes, absolutely. I already rang my vibration, said I'm on the right vibration. Y'all are talking. You see me, I'm going in. I'm like, Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's why I called your name so you come back,
Woo,
come.
woo, woo. Like I said, I flag on both sides. So the energy that I'm feeling, even on this call, where you all have some experience. And a lot of times when we're talking to people, especially on Pillow Talk about kinks and fetishes, a lot of people aren't aware of a lot of the fetishes. And so I'm glad that you all have had experience with it. You know the risk that's involved, and you're willing. You're coming here willing to be empowered to learn new tricks of the trade. And yeah, so I'm in a headspace just feeding off of your energy. Do y'all have
Listen,
any questions?
if,
I mean, I'm
if
asking
everybody
questions.
could vibrate on the same level once you make that connection, when you're secure and you were someone else who's open to the process. Just imagine how great when we're all on that same level of consciousness to start, and you're free to go wherever you end up. That just
Exactly.
goes back to the energy when you meet people to survive. The energy level, you don't know how it's going to be transferred, but just at the whole, you can be standing in the room, you feel that you can feel a person's energy. If we mesh, we can be cool, or
Hmm.
no, you ain't the one right now. You
Right.
ain't a bad person, but not today. You can definitely feel that. And the more you talk, when you realize you have a like-minded individual, that increases the passion before you start, and you build that anticipation of what could be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. So it's definitely more of a spiritual connection, is more of a transitional connection than a physical. Of course, we're physical when we're doing this, but I'm hearing that you have to have some kind of connection going on to start, because like I don't think I would eat a stranger's booty. I
Right.
just
I
yeah.
gotta like you and trust and know that the hygiene, I have to know something or feel you carry yourself a certain way, that I know you left the house right before we got that close. You done took a moment to get ready. You're not gonna be caught unprepared for the scene. Once
Yeah.
you know that background, then you're more free. We can be spontaneous because you was raised right. You ain't gonna come out the house representing, giving you and your family a bad representation. Because you see that, I'm like, who is people? Who raised this one?
Mm,
Somebody told you don't do that. Versus if I know it's somebody that you don't have a circle of friends to empower this information. Because I've seen certain people, they just don't know. They're young and no one told them is this what you're trying to do? These are the things that you should do to prepare yourself. When I get older, I look back. Luckily for me, when I was in a teenager in the early 20s, older people told me the right way how to do wrong.
mm-hmm.
Versus before, there's a disconnect. Now the older people, they just fuck the babies, but you didn't pass on any knowledge of information, and they're just running wild, thinking they know everything, and they have it all wrong.
I want
So
to
you
bring up
try to pay back that courtesy.
and I want to bring up another point too when we talk about risk and awareness and safety. When you go to circuit parties or clubs that have these dark rooms,
Oh, oh, did you go there? Go ahead.
and I'm only saying this from personal experience, I do not recommend rimming anybody in a dark space
I'm not gonna like to see. You can put me on main stage with a follow spot.
because all those bacterial infections I just named, it happens. And then the other part is, you know, I've learned since because I'm from North Carolina, coming to the DMV area and Maryland area, I learned that people like to kiss a lot. It's a culture here to kiss. So if you're rimming someone and then you start tonguing somebody down, there's going to be exchange of parasites, viruses, and bacteria
Oh
You have
wow.
to
if
wait
if
to have.
if it exists in that person that you just ate out. Okay. So, it can happen anywhere. It doesn't have to be in a dark room, but your risk is even higher when you in these dark room spaces. I have been to dark room spaces. I have been to, uh, uh, what is it? P Town, Dick Dock. And then you got to keep in mind too, if people are sucking dicks after dicks have been in assholes. Keyword fecal matter. Where there's asshole, there's species.
Wow. And you'll never get rid of all the feces. So
No. So you just got to be careful.
you got to be careful. Wow. Well, you two have given us a lot to think about and definitely a lot to overview. Um Going into rimming now, we have the knowledge. So now that we know better, we can do better.
Mhm.
So I'd like to thank you both for coming on and sharing. Is there anything that you want to ask me? Or shit, I think y'all have answered all the questions. I've been
I
a.
have a question.
You have a fucking question?
I
Go ahead.
do. Because my mind, my mind is just, Master has to keep my mind kind of like,
On the
because,
straight and narrow.
yeah, because see, we was talking about the hole and different things being done to hole. Well, I had the imagination of a needle going through an asshole.
Not a needle. You made me dry up a little bit right there.
Like, I wonder, has that been done before? I'm sure it has, but
I'm pretty sure it has been done. It's just a type of needle that would have to go down.
oh,
I think
type
it's the
of
piercing needle. You could probably find a smaller gauge, but the needles can go in any area. Again, like you said, like that area would have to be clean. Uh,
mm,
I would be cautious about, like you said, fecal matter being down there, keeping that area clean. If I was to do a piercing on your asshole, I would definitely want to make sure that that area is clean as possible.
mm.
So yes, absolutely,
And when he
absolutely.
says clean, y'all, that doesn't mean your tongue cleaning. It means.
Yeah, cleaning. So like one of the things that I've even done, and this is just an additive to um we've mentioned that you can do anal play or tossing salad as a warm up or what we called it we foreplay. But a lot of times when we're talking about cleaning and stuff like that, I've done removing of hair, and I've done hair removal down there as a warm up. I've also have done. We talked about scrubs. You have to. That skin down there is very gentle. Is very thin. So you have to be careful of the scrubs and stuff that you use when you're using scrubs down there. But I've done hair removal, and then I go back through and I do like a soft scrub. So all of those things are important too. Oh, we have some other people that are coming in. Katrina and Katrina guest. Amid all this in the waiting room. There we go. So those are some of the things that you probably want to add to your list that you all have also I can say donated to the the talk today. Um, when it comes to prep, your personal prep, how do you prep yourself for doing something like this, engaging in this kink?
I don't, other than my normal shower, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't. when it comes to if you're gonna do it, it is gonna be what it is, what it is.
Right.
I don't.
So
You
you're
know,
not shaving no hairs just because you're gonna
no,
get this done.
no, no.
It is what it is. That you're doing right. You just coming as is.
I have showered twice a day,
Okay. And there it is.
and there it is.
All right.
I like it, especially if we're gonna go all out. I may go get my diamond facial treatment that somebody does. They do the whole shaving and they basically a booty facial for the lack of a better word. They
Uh-huh.
get all the hair and they basically put a face mask on it and shave everything down so you're nice and smooth. It's a good experience to feel, especially if the person doing it is cute.
I don't like to be shaved down there. It itches, it
But what
burns,
about the
and it
little
gets
wax?
bumpy. Mm-mm.
But
It
don't
gets
shave
bumped.
back because it grows back like when the kids used to use Nair years ago. That's where
Nair.
it
Ooh.
grows back in the tail end.
Then you be raw.
For
Look,
someone that for someone that's hairy, that would probably be a very difficult thing. But someone that gets waxed a lot, they could use waxing as a preparation. I would even
And you
try to.
can just shave it down with like that. What's that company? The man something. The people that got the clippers shave it real low. You ain't got to be totally bald, but you can have a nice low grade level. Just fade it down there a bit. You still
Look,
got the hairy sensation and a little landing strip, but you ain't got to go
well,
beaver bald.
I'm a. This is another disclaimer. I'm a hairy person, and I'm hairy down there too. So.
okay, disclaimer. All right, all right.
Yeah, every day
So,
I
is
know.
there a
Oh,
preference for those in the room? Is there a preference? Do some people prefer it to be hairy? Do some people prefer it not to be hairy? Don't everybody go at all out as once. I prefer either or, hairy or not hairy. That is the question. So if they're hairy, they can, as long as like you said earlier, as long as you're clean. Um, hair is not is is not a um. If a person is hairy, I'm not gonna throw them away. I'm not,
Mhm.
it's just two different sensations.
Oh
But
yes, it does
it's
give a difference.
smooth. But you got hairy, is it taco meat hairy, or you got dental floss hairy? Two different things in the textures. What kind of hair we working with?
I'm dental floss hairy.
That's good. That works. But every because you can brush and smooth that to the side. But you got that taco meat. It's like you down there. It's like some going up against a Brillo pad.
Okay, but that some people
But
might
that's
like.
the level of a different sensation because you're going against the grain. So that could be somebody's turn on too. So it's a new sensation
Right.
versus that smooth texture that you would expect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, wow. Well, we have some new people. We have Katrina and Saint. Uh, would y'all like to join in the conversation? Is there a preference if you're first of all, let's understand where can you share with us what side is your hanky on when it comes to um flagging? Do you flag on the left, on the right, or the middle? Okay, we don't get any answer from either one of them. All right. Um, oh, here we go. Oh, you're working right now. Okay, great, 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 great. Thank you for joining. Greatly appreciate it. Um, um, so you shared with us, Boy Noble, that you mostly flag on your left.
Left.
Right. But
Mhm.
you put it in your right pocket every now and then.
I put in my right pocket. That's what the person wants if they
Oh,
ask.
oh, okay. All right. But
Yeah.
your go-to is to be in the left pocket. Okay.
Yeah.
And Jay, do you have both pockets, or you're
Both
mostly
pockets. It just depends. I love giving and receiving. So
and
it's
receiving? I
right
think
down the middle.
it's giving and receiving. Okay, great, 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 great. I absolutely thank you. And Saint says he's both pockets. Great, absolutely. I'm both pockets too. I keep it in the middle.
And dance all night.
Keep it in the middle just in case. Just in case.
And maybe I just haven't had the right person to eat my ass, you know. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Not yet. Okay.
By the time you do all that, now wait to imagine how you gonna feel when you really like
Mm.
That part.
it. It's an emotion. If I took you to the moon and back, and I don't know your whole name, but didn't
Oh,
even ask. But when it becomes personal, physically we can go through the motions, and it's one thing. But when
but what?
that changes the whole dynamic.
Oh.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
you can, but they exist independently of each other. It's just a new flavor, like butter and Lorry seasoning salt on top of meal. When it becomes
No.
person.
so we mentioned flavors. Before we get there, Boy Noble, are there any certain foods that we can eat to, you talked about smells, you talked about um what a person the not colognes, but the soaps and stuff that they use can affect. And we talked about if you grow hair or keep it smooth, it can change the texture. But are there certain foods that we can eat to make it either smell better down there, or um is just taking a shower is just all that we could do?
Taking showers pretty much because all of our bodies are different. So I
Mm-hmm.
can't just give you example because like, you know, some people can eat certain things and they're fine, and
Right.
another person can eat the same things and they're not fine. So you
I
have to
know
so
some.
you have to pay attention to your body. You have to know if you're like lactose intolerant, it's
Right.
cheese.
Right.
You could say eat clean, but eating a lot of green stuff can jack you up, and
Right.
and that'd be a no-no. So, you know,
Like
it just depends
30
on
days.
what your body and your gastro system does. So
And I'm talking about mostly the food that comes out of your pores. Like people that eat a lot of onions, that can come out your pores. People that eat a lot of
garlic.
garlic come out your
Mhm.
pores. If you eat a lot of what's the thing? Curry, the curry could come out of your skin, out of your pores as well.
If
So
you're a
you
heavy
probably,
drinker,
and if you're a heavy drinker, absolutely correct. So you want to be conscientious of that, especially if you like to be one of those people who receives
and
it.
smoking, if you're a heavy smoker too.
Oh yeah, all of that comes out of your pores. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So those are the things that you want to be careful, not careful, but cautious of, um, and look
This,
out for. Just look out for.
like what you said, being a hairy person, I don't know what your natural scent is, but it's either you could just took your shower, you went through all the cleanliness processes, but you just walking down the stairs to open the door, you reacted your natural body sweat and your
Yep.
hairy. That could be a whole new intoxicating smell, and that's the flavor you're looking for at the moment. Or
Okay.
into it, or that may be something that turns somebody off, and it may not mix with certain soaps and other fragrances. So it may be to have a communication just out of curiosity with the person you get with, hey, how does this smell? Or what does this taste like? Just to check in to see how you're presenting.
To see what flavors or smells that they endure a little bit more. Because I mean, you don't want to. wash down there with some patchouli soap and the person really, really, really doesn't like patchouli. That
Right.
could be that could be a
Cut.
real bad turn off.
Well, somebody using lavender and they don't like the smell
And you fall asleep down while you're down
That's a good thing.
there.
That's the level of trust. I was like, when you do that and I can go to sleep, or you did that so I fell asleep, that means I like you. I'm secure enough to let go. Then
Oh,
that'll probably pick me up when I snap out of it, because I gave you more than I really planned on giving you. You ain't supposed to know you had it like that, but you got to pay attention to those little things. What's the body telling you? What trust level are we on right now? How they react? Are they tensing up, or do they relax and open?
right,
So that's why I said it's the gateway for me. So if you did all this right, that two fingers can easily go to four. And if I like you, I may let you twist the goal. It's like, this is what I'm feeling. Are you the one that's going to get it today?
right.
I'm going to respond to you differently. But if you, depending on how you did this, mentally, that's triggering me. How far am I going to relax and let you go?
Wow. You're right. You're
I just
absolutely
using I statements. That's what I do when we're encountering. That's what I'm really thinking in between the moans or whatever else. I'm like, can we go here? I let them cross this threshold. Can you? Will I be safe? Do I feel safe enough to let them here?
right.
And you can go and you can try different things. You may go get your toys or whatever else you get. You may think, oh, I'm trying something new. And I'm like, I'm already into it. Before you thought about trying the plot and scheme, I already gave it to you. It's open. Act like it's yours.
Right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct.
So we just gotta have people that you can feel safe enough to let it go. And how far are you going to eat? How flexible do you choose to be? What positions? You brought different nuances to try to make it interesting, so it just ain't the same old lick lick lick. Try this position, this angle. Are we going to restrain you here? We're going to blindfold. What sensory deprivation are we going to give to and heighten your feelings? And I'm going to be like, curious, now that we took this away. I know it's magnifying
Mm-hmm.
something. I just want to know what the cause
But
and effect relationship is. What hits you? That's going to make me learn other sensitive parts of your body. When I touch here, if do you move or do you wiggle, I'm going to notice those little things because I'm looking, trying to figure out where your spots are. As I learn your body, then my goal is, how do I please this person? These are the magic hot spots here. And then you pay attention to that, so we in the future, it can be to say this person, I'm going to hit you where you're going to get the most sensitive. And you can't take it, and you weren't ready because everybody else, they just do this one thing. You're expecting that. But when you got the person that goes to all the hot spots all the time, then we didn't change the dynamic. This person's going to bring out sensations that you don't get on a regular basis.
right.
And that's where it becomes challenging in the give and take. And that makes the chase of it all more fun to me.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, would you like to add anything to that before we get ready to go?
No, sir. I have nothing to add. That, rimming is a good time. It's fun. Don't knock it
Mm-hmm.
until you try.
Love it. Learn to like you some strawberry. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, like some strawberries.
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite glaze. So you come out with strawberries and cherries, or a little Castile peppermint sauce. Got it with me at all times. Ain't nothing but a word. If I know it's gonna happen, I'm gonna ask you, what do you like? If I ever said that, then you know. Now you know in advance. That's what may be happening later. That's when I'm wearing. but I asked you, what's your flavor? You it was for a reason. I'm trying to please you. If I'm tasting right, you're gonna eat it that much better. I won't get you good and hungry, and I'm gonna give you the buffet.
All right. All right for the buffet. I want the whole fruit salad, God damn it. Give me the
But,
strawberry,
but if
cherry.
that's what you like, then to bring in your little bag of trick. How to pack your bag for that moment. You got all the right equipment for the different sensation.
Mm.
But
Well,
that makes fun. You bring this is what bring what you like, and I bring my bag of tricks, and I reach whichever one you want to go into. This is all this within your realm of possibilities. Whichever bag you dig in, now you get to create. Until no one told you what to do, how to do it, or what limitations. But you got all these things to work with, and you have the implied consent. And then they know how far they can go. What you choose to do with it, that's on you.
well,
You can
thank,
get
thank you.
you can
Thank
be creative.
I think that that's the key to it is actually making sure that you satisfy the person that you're with and that you're getting your satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
You're, uh, you're satisfied towards you're having a happy ending as well. Yeah. Well, I'd like to thank you both for you all for coming on to Pillow Talk. And Pillow Talk is where we have that intimate conversation. And it has definitely been very intimate tonight.
Yeah, master, very intimate. You pull it
It's
all
very
around.
intimate.
Mm.
I think I have a salad bowl tonight. Before I go to bed. Something light.
A little
Um,
pineapple,
with a little
always.
strawberry flavor, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, thank you too. Thank you, Jade.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Boy Noble. I appreciate you all.
You're
And please come.
welcome.
And as we always say, remember to please be safe. But before the weekend is up, I hope y'all have some dirty peace, hair grease, and dirty
And
sheets. I hope y'all have
sheets.
some dirty sheets before the end of the Monday gets here. We
Real, real dirty.
real dirty,
Yeah.
down and dirty. All
Oink,
right.
oink, oink, oink.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You know, you such a pig. But anyway, you're gonna be a pig in a blanket because I'm not bringing my sheets. Not around
You're
you.
gonna take them to Pid Week in Miami.
Right.
Ooh.
All right, y'all talking.